Oh, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to this week's vlog. Welcome to this week's vlog. As I said last week, we're gonna discuss if I actually managed to bring perspective to the images I shot last week at the Cheile Dambovicioarei. I really have to work on my Romanian pronunciation. Sorry for that. But what I want to do today is have a look, have the photo I showed you last week here, and have a re-edited photo or just another photo with the person in it or a car in it in a bit different position in this side. And I want to talk to you about what I think about these photos in my own honest opinions on this, because for me this is also a way of learning about how I can make my photos better. Looking back at your photos and critiquing them yourself is a very good way to learn about what you're doing and how to improve your photography. And for me it's a journey, and I want to take you along in my journey of photography and of landscape photography here in Romania. Last years I've been shooting the Dutch landscape, which is very different from the Romanian landscape. It's flat, it's misty, it's just some trees. And Romanian landscapes are mountainous, there's rocks sticking out, there's roads, there's cars. It's a very different way of photographing. So by critiquing my own photos, which I did last summer as well in Dutch on some waterfall photos, and by critiquing them, I learn, and I hope you learn something from it as well. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the first photos that I took. Or the first photo that I took last week, and see what I actually did and if I could have improved it. So on this side you'll see last week's photo. You see the car that I have in the foreground, which I wasn't too happy about if the location where the car was. I'd rather had it a bit further to the front actually in that case. But I also managed to take a photo with the car all the way at the back, where it just turns around the corner. And I wanted to see this week if that might be better. So I'll put that photo up on this side, and so you have you can compare them as well. And I actually am quite happy with the photo on this side with the car in the background, because I do have a feeling it brings a bit more of that perspective and that scale that I wanted with it than the other one. I have the photos here in front of me on my laptop, by the way. That's why I'm looking down at my laptop. But because the car is way more in the background, it's a bit smaller. And I do like it a bit better, I think. Last week I just showed you the photos that I went through, that I edited, and I just put them in the video. And I went through them this week again, and then you see these differences. So why do I like the one on the left better than the one on the right? I think I like it better also because on the right, that movement in the car, I find it a bit distracting. It's calmer on the image on the, what's that, on this side? I don't know where it's going to be for you, I think left. On this side. It's calmer and it more takes your view over the S-curve towards that car and brings you more to that location. I think with the other car, you're a bit drawn to the foreground, a bit more to the foreground in that image. And that S-curve isn't that strong in the middle of the photo. So I think I might like the newer photo a bit better. Still, I do think I have to do something with the sky. I have to go back another day when the sky is a lot better. Or maybe try it during the day actually. But in this photo the sky is just not great, but the car in the background does work. So let's go to the second photo we took. That's this one. And I photoshopped my rental car out of it on the left photo, and I don't think in this case it makes a very big difference. I do kind of like that my car is there, that the rental car is there. It doesn't distract me or anything. And I think on the left side, the newer photo it looks a bit too empty in this case. because the emphasis is very much on the car or on the road. As the rest of the photo is quite dark, the road is light, and that's what draws your eyes in. So what the main thing in this composition for now is mainly the road, and that car works well with that road. In the other photo, the last photo we saw, the cliffs are very clear, so you can, your eye is gonna look at the cliffs, and now it's more about the road than about the cliffs on the side. So in that case, the car is, I think, a good addition to it. Now, if I go to the third photo where I put myself in the middle of the road, I still think I do like the one with myself in it in this case. If it brings skill to the image, not really. I think the same thing as with the first photo where I put myself way in the foreground, you don't really see the distant scale of it. You just see myself in a landscape, and it's not really about giving perspective or skill to the image. Though I do like myself. I like that I'm in the middle of the road, in the middle of this shot. I'm a very strong subject in this photo, so that's what I like. The road itself isn't that strong of a subject. There's not much texture to it. It's just a bright line going through the photo. So I think that could, I think I like it with myself in it. What would I do different next time? I think I would like it a bit better if it's in autumn maybe, because now everything is very brownish and darkish and deadish. And I would like it to be a bit more playful. Everything is a bit too sad at this moment. It's nice, but or snow or something. I don't think the conditions were perfect for this shot. It can be better. It's not really what I like. And that line in the middle through the photo is very straight as well. I don't think I can change much about it. That's just the way the road goes. I couldn't go much right or left, and then I'm losing stuff in the foreground. So maybe this is just not the best shot of the Cheile, but it's okay. Let's go to the next shot, the bonus shot I took of me in the middle of the road. And I took another shot, as you can see on this side, with me on the side of the road. And I really want your opinion on this photo as well. I don't know which one I like most. Because in the right photo, the first photo I took, the photo I showed you last week, I think the rocks kind of blend together. You don't really see depth in the image that well, because the rocks are kind of the same color. And in the other photo that I took, the newer version, the rock in the foreground is darker than the rock in the background. So it gives a bit more depth and perspective to it. And I do like that sign you see. If you look very carefully, there's a sign at the back of the cars that I have to turn. And that gives perspective to me, not me that I'm not giving that much perspective to this photo, I think. I do like in the shot I showed you last week that I'm standing in the middle, and because of the color of the rocks in the background, I jump out a bit more. In the photo on this side, I kind of blend in. Also, my hair is kind of the same color as the grass in the background, so you just see my backpack, and other than that, you don't see anything. And with this photo, you actually see me very well, because I stand out from the rest. What would have been nice maybe is to have something on the rocks in the background, maybe a bird or something that gives you the scale there, because you still can't really see the scale of it. And a better way of showing depth in the image. I don't know how to achieve that in this photo, because everything's just that rock. Maybe some sort of light on the right side, that the part that's more to the front than the back. But yeah. So I do like the one I showed you last week a bit better, because I stand out better in that photo. I don't think this photo would work with anyone in it, because it's all the same grayish color. It needs something to it. Okay, then let's go to the last photo with me in it. I photoshopped myself. Oh no, I didn't photoshop myself out of this. This photo is the photo I took as a tryout, and this is the photo I made in the end. So my backpack is a bit of a weird color, so maybe I would have done that differently. And do I like myself in it? Yes, I do like myself in this photo. Not because it's me, but I do think it adds something to it. It's a bit empty without. The line isn't that strong. In a lot of other photos we had a really nice S-curve through it, but in this photo it's a bit of a, yeah, it's kind of searching its way through the valley, and you can see that. It's not that strong, and this pole you see in both photos on the left side of the road is very distracting. It's like in the middle of the road. Maybe I would have liked a composition where that pole wasn't that much in frame, so moved a bit further to the right. Although also in this case, there's just not that much choice where to put your tripod. There was a big gully where land had slid away, I think, so you couldn't really go there. Yeah, those poles are a bit distracting. Photoshopping them out, yeah, I could, but I don't think it would look very good. It's quite hard to Photoshop it out of here. But yeah, someone in the photo is good. I tried with putting myself at the back. I'm not showing you this here because it just didn't work. I find this a really hard one to really put skill to it. And you see at the top left, there's like this, yeah. I tried to cut the sky off in this photo, but I did leave a bit of that the trees up there. And I think that's a bit too distracting. Maybe I would have been better to crop it in a bit more and to really keep it within that rock part. But then you do get the same problem as with the last photo. The perspective is hard then, because you just see a slab of rocks instead of that there's rocks in the foreground and in the background. So I think that's one thing I really have to work on. How do I make perspective with rocks in the foreground and rocks in the background? How do you make it visible to the viewer that there's a difference between them and that it's not one piece of rock? Okay, I think that's enough for today. I think these are the photos I shot. So with most of them, I'm quite happy with the photo I showed last week. With the first photo, maybe this week's new edit might have been a bit better. But yeah, I did quite well. I do think I should go back here because I can improve on this. The light wasn't great, conditions weren't great. I don't think we'll get snow there anymore this year. So maybe that's something for next year. Yeah, I have no idea how this looks the rest of the year. So we're just gonna have to try and go back, maybe try it in the morning for once. Because now I mainly saw things in the, this was at the end of the afternoon. Maybe the light falls better in the canyon in the morning. Something I just have to try out. It's not that far from here. So I think we'll have to do that. We'll have to go back here someday. But next week we're photographing here in Brasov, failing a bit, sadly, but it could be a nice composition for another time as well. And that's part of landscape photography. You just try out compositions, and the light, you don't have any control over the light. The light is just controlled by the sun and the clouds and everything, and you just have to work with it. And that's a beautiful part of landscape photography. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do, and I hope to see you next week in the next vlog. Goodbye.